Hi learners, so we are now going to learn the equations transformable to quadratic equations. And I am teacher Jean, your math teacher for today. So in today's lesson, we are going to solve equations transformable to quadratic equations, including rational algebraic equations. Okay, so are you ready? Okay, so for equations transformable to quadratic equations, there are equations that are transformable to quadratic equations. So these equations may be given in different forms. Hence, the procedures in transforming these equations to quadratic equation may also be different. And take note that an extraneous root or solution is a solution of an equation derived from an original equation, but it is not a solution of the original equation. So there are certain steps in solving quadratic equation that are not written in standard form. So first, you need to expand the product. Then second is to write the resulting quadratic equation in standard form. And use any method of solving quadratic equation. So when I say any method, pwede natin gamitin ang factoring, okay, extracting the square roots, or you can have completing squares, or your favorite method to solve a quadratic equation is the quadratic formula. So, depende syempre kung ano ang mag-a-apply dun sa resulting quadratic equation na given. Okay, so let us have these examples. So transform each of the following equations to a quadratic equation in standard form. So find the root. So the first one is x times quantity x minus 5 is equal to 36. So how are we going to write this equation into standard form? We are going to Yes, we are going to distribute this variable x to the terms inside the parentheses. So therefore, we have x times x is x squared. And x times negative 5, we have negative 5x. So therefore, we have x squared minus 5x is equal to 36. So we just copy down 36. Then after that, we need to write this into standard form. And what is the standard form of a quadratic equation? You have ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So we need to transpose 36 to the other side. So once we transpose, we change the sign. So tandaan ninyo, pag magtra-transpose kayo, kung yung term na ililipat nyo, itra-transpose ninyo, dadaan sa equal sign, you change the sign. So positive 36 will now become negative 36. So therefore, we have x squared minus 5x minus 36 is equal to 0. So from here, since it is already written in standard form, you can now solve for the roots. So let us have factoring method. Using the factoring method of solving quadratic equation, we have x squared minus 5x minus 36 is equal to 0. So what are the two binomial factors of this equation? We have x minus 9 times quantity x plus 4 is equal to 0. So by applying the ZPP or the zero product property, we are going to equate each of the factors equal to 0. So thus, we have x minus 9 is equal to 0. And x plus 4 is equal to 0. Then, solving for the resulting linear equation, therefore, x minus 9 is equal to 0 would become x is equal to 9. So that is our first value for x. For x plus 4 is equal to 0, what would be our second value for x? Yes, we have x sub 2 is equal to negative 4. So to determine whether these two roots or two solved values of x are real solution or not, we simply do the checking. So again, pag mag-check kayo, you use the original equation. So if we are going to substitute 9 to x in our original equation, do you think we are going to have true mathematical equation? Yes. How about negative 4? If we are going to substitute it to x, are we going to have a real math or true mathematical statement? Yes. Okay. Since if we're going to make use of 9 as a value for x, so therefore we have 9 times quantity 9 minus 5. So 9 minus 5 is 4, and 4 times 9 is 36, which is equal to 36. If we have x sub 2 is equal to negative 4, so we have negative 4 times quantity negative 4 minus 5 is equal to 36. So negative 4 minus 5 is actually negative 9, correct. So negative 9 times negative 4, so therefore that is equal to 36. So we can conclude therefore that the roots are negative 4 and 9, and they are both real roots or real solution. Okay, next we have the square of x plus 5 plus the square of x minus 2 is equal to 37. So how are we going to solve for the roots? Okay, so first step, we need to get the product of these two terms. X plus 5 squared could be expanded as x plus 5 times x plus 5. Therefore, you can make use of the FOIL method if you like. Same is true with x minus 2 squared. You can expand this as x minus 2 times x minus 2. Or, we can simply make use of the special factors. You get the special product of this. So, to get the special product of x plus 5 squared, we need to square the first term plus the product of x and 5 multiplied by 2. Then, we square the last term. Same is true with x minus 2 squared. So, we square the first term. Then, since we are going to get the product of 2 times a and b, so times x and negative 2, and then square the last term negative 2. Then we just copy down 37. So therefore we have x squared plus 10x plus 25 plus x squared minus 4x plus 4 is equal to 37. So ulitin natin ha, x plus 5 squared. So therefore, we have to square the first term. So x squared, yan. Then we get twice the product of x and 5. So x times 5 is 5x times 2 is positive 10x. Then we square the last term. So we have positive 25. Plus, eto naman, x minus 2 squared. So, square the first term. So, we have x squared. Then, twice the product of a and b. So, we have 2 times x is 2x times negative 2 is negative 4x. Then, square the last term, negative 2. So, we have positive 4. So, equal to 37. Again, kinopy down lang natin yung 37. Then, next, we combine all the similar terms. So, we have x squared plus x squared. Then, positive 10x and negative 4x could also be combined, as well as positive 25 and positive 4. Then, pwede nating i-transpose na si 37. So, therefore, x squared plus x squared is 2x squared. 10x minus 4x is positive 6x. Then, 25 plus 4 is 29. So, transpose na natin si 37. So, from positive, it becomes negative. So, therefore, we have 2x squared plus 6x plus 29 minus 37 is equal to 0. So, simplify ulit natin. So, we have ikakopy lang natin itong dalawang terms na to. So, we have 2x squared plus 6x plus 29 minus 37. So, that would give us negative 8. So, equal to 0. So, from here, pwede na tayong mag-solve using any of the method of our choice. So, pwedeng i-factor nyo na kaagad. So, we have 2x squared plus 6x minus 8 is equal to 0. So, therefore, we have 2x minus 2 times x plus 4 as our factors for the quadratic expression. So, equal to 0. So, therefore, kung i-check natin, 2x times x is 2x squared, 2x times positive 4 is positive 8x. Then, negative 2 times x is negative 2x. So, 8x minus 2x, that would give us positive 6x. Then, negative 2 times positive 4, so we have negative 8. So, take note, we make use of the FOIL method in checking whether our factors, or our factor rather, is equal to our trinomial or our quadratic equation. So, next, we apply the ZPP. We equate these factors equal to 0. So, therefore, we have 2x minus 2 is equal to 0 and x plus 4 is equal to 0. So, solving for the resulting quadratic equation, itong first equation natin would give us, or this one, we have x is equal to negative 4. So, this is our first value for x, while the second one, transpose muna natin si negative 2. So, again, from negative 2, once we transpose, it becomes positive. Then, next, we divide both sides by 2. So, therefore, what would be our x? Our x is equal to 1. So, therefore, the roots are 1 and negative 4. But the question is, are they real roots, or one of them is an extraneous root or extraneous solution? Okay, so let us check. If x is equal to 1, will it give us a true mathematical statement? Okay, yes. Since 1 plus 5 is 6, so that makes 6 squared equal to 36 plus x minus 2. So we have 1 minus 2 is negative 1. Negative 1 squared is still 1. So 36 plus 1 is equal to 37. So it is a true solution, or a true real root, yung 1. If x is equal to negative 4, so i-check natin. Will it give us a true mathematical statement? So, negative 4 plus 5 is 1. So, 1 squared is still 1. Plus negative 4 minus 2, that would give us negative 6. Very good. So, negative 6 squared is, yes, positive 36. So, 1 plus 36 is still 37. So, ibig sabihin, both 1 and 4 are real roots or real solutions of our equation. Okay? We also have steps in solving rational algebraic equations, transformables to quadratic equations. So, may mga quadratic equations kasi that they are hidden in the form of rational equations. So, that we should do is to multiply both sides by the least common multiple of the denominator, or LCD, to all the denominators of the equation. Then next is to write the resulting quadratic equation in standard form, and if it is already written in standard form, we can now find the roots using any of the methods in solving quadratic equation. So, for example, yan. 6 over x plus x minus 3 over 4 is equal to 2. So, at a first glance, iisipin natin na hindi ito quadratic equation. But if we're going to solve for the roots, matra-transform natin to into quadratic equation. So, ano yung first step natin? We are going to determine the LCD of the two terms. Itong dalawang terms natin. What is the LCD of 6 over x and x minus 3 over 4? Okay, so the LCD is 4x, or the least common multiple of x and 4 is 4x. So, based dun sa previous slide natin, ang sabi is, we need to multiply the LCD to all the terms in our equation. So, therefore, we are going to have 4x is equal to quantity 6 over x plus x minus 3 over 4 is equal to 2 times 4x. So, kung ano yung minultiply, anong ginawa nyo dito sa left side, dapat gagawin din dun sa right. So, kung magmumultiply tayo ng LCD dito sa left, dapat ganun din sa right. So, we multiply 4x to the two terms. Ito isi-simplify lang natin. So, therefore, 4x times 6 over x, i-distribute kasi natin, plus 4x times x minus 3 over 4. So, equal to 2 times 4x is 8x. Okay? So, pag minultiply natin to, magka-cancel out si x saka si x. 4x times 6 over x. So, therefore, we are going to have 24. Okay? So, magka-cancel out ito. So, 4x times 6 over x is equal to, actually, we are going to have 24x over x. So, ika-cancel na lang natin yan para shortcut. So, 4 times 6 is 24 plus 4x times quantity x minus 3 over 4. So, this time, si 4 naman ang magka-cancel. Ang ika-cancel out natin. So, therefore, we have x times x is x squared. X times negative 3 is negative 3x. Tapos, ikakopy natin to. Okay? So, yan. So, next is to arrange this. At the same time, itra-transpose na rin natin to. I-arrange natin to in standard form. Mauuna dapat ang quadratic term followed by the linear term and then lastly, the constant term. So, since transpose natin si 8x, nagpalit tayo ng sign. Okay? Yan. So, notice that x squared is still positive kasi hindi naman natin siya i-transpose. Nilipat lang natin siya ng pwesto. Nilagay lang natin sa una. Then, etong dalawa, kinombine natin. Negative 3x minus 8x is negative 11x. Tapos si 24, positive pa rin siya. Hindi naman natin siya inilipat dun sa kabilang side ng equation, kundi inilipat lang natin siya ng pwesto. So, therefore, positive 24 pa rin siya. So, ito na yung quadratic equation natin and it is already written in standard form. So, pwede na tayong gumamit ng kahit na anong method na pwede nyong gamitin o gusto nyong gamitin. So, in this case, we are going to get the factor. So, in this case, pwede tayong mag-factoring since mas shorter yung solution compared dun sa favorite nyong gamitin na quadratic formula. Okay? So, what are the factors of x squared minus 11x plus 24? Okay, so therefore, we have x minus 3 times x minus 8. So, again, we apply the ZPP or the zero product property. So, therefore, we have x minus 3 is equal to 0 and x minus 8 is equal to 0. So, isolve na natin yung resulting linear equation. So, what are the values of x that we have? Yes, so therefore, the values of x or the roots that we solve are 3 and positive 8. Ayan. Okay? So, the roots are 3 and 8. So, if we are going to check 3 and 8 in our original equation, pag mag-checking tayo, these two values of x will give us a true mathematical statement. So, to prove, if x is 3, so 6 divided by 3, that is 2. Plus 3 minus 3 is 0. 0 divided by 4 is 0. So, therefore, 3 plus 0, 2 rather, plus 0 is equal to 2. Okay? If x is equal to 8, so therefore we have 6 over 8. So that is, what is 6 over 8? I-reduce lang po natin. Tama. So therefore we have 3/4 plus 8 minus 3 over 4. And what is 8 minus 3? That is 5. 5/4. Okay? So we have 3/4 plus 5/4. What is 3/4 plus 5/4? We have 8/4. And 8/4 is actually equal to 2. So, both 3 and 8 are real roots or real solution. Okay, next we have x plus 8 over x minus 2 is equal to 1 plus 4x over x minus 2. Okay, so in this type of equation, kailangan nating, again, i-determine ang LCD. Since dalawa lang naman yung rational terms natin, tama ba? Okay, so, ang LCD natin is ito na, x minus 2. So, we are going to multiply to both sides of the equation, x minus 2. Okay? So, we have x minus 2 times quantity x plus 8 over x minus 2. I-distribute natin tong x minus 2 dito sa x at saka dun sa 8 over x minus 2. The same is true for this side of the equation. So, 1 plus 4x over x minus 2 times x minus 2. I-distribute natin itong minultiply natin na LCD kay 1 at saka kay 4x over x minus 2. So, yan yung magiging result natin. Okay? So, simplify natin. X minus 2 times x, that would give us x squared minus 2x. While for this one, we have x minus 2 times 8 over x minus 2, magka-cancel out yan. So, therefore, we have plus 8. So, equal to 1 times x minus 2 is still equal to 1 minus x, is still equal to x minus 2. So, plus 4x over x minus 2 times x minus 2, cancelled out ulit yan. So, we have plus 4x. Okay? So, next, mag-combine tayo ng similar terms. Pwedeng i-copy down na lang natin to. Ito, i-combine muna natin bago tayo mag-transpose. So, x plus 4x is 5x minus 2. Nilipat na natin yan. Okay? So, i-transpose na natin ito si negative 2. Tapos ito, si x plus 4x, i-simplify natin muna bago natin i-transpose. Okay? So, simplify natin ulit. 8 plus 2, itong dalawa, copy down. Ito, i-transpose natin. So, 8 plus 2 is 10. May question ba doon? Siyempre, wala. Okay, then we combine negative 2x minus 5x. So, copy natin x squared. Then negative 2x minus 5x, we have negative 7x. Then copy down positive 10. So equal to 0. So our resulting quadratic equation is x squared minus 7x plus 10 is equal to 0, which is already written in standard form. So again, we can now solve using any of the method. So mas convenient kasi we are using slide to make use of the factoring method since the equation itself is factorable. Okay, so what are the factors of x squared minus 7x plus 10? Since ang middle term natin is negative, that means our factors are both negative. Kasi eto din, okay, yung product natin, yung last term natin is positive. So, dapat yung factors natin are yung... So, what are the factors of x squared minus 7x plus 10 is equal to 0? We have x minus 5 times x minus 2 is equal to 0. So, check natin. X times x is x squared. X minus 2 is negative 2x. Negative 5 times x is negative 5x. So, that makes negative 2x plus negative 5x equal to negative 7x. Then, negative 5 times negative 2, we have positive 10. Okay? So, apply natin yung ZPP or we simply equate each factor is equal to 0. So, therefore, x minus 5 is equal to 0 and x minus 2 is equal to 0. And, therefore, we have x is equal to 5 and x is equal to 2. So, meron tayong dalawang solve values for x. We have x equal to 5 and x is equal to 2. The question is, are they both real solutions? Okay, if we're going to observe x is equal to 2, pag sinubstitute natin yan si 2 doon sa original equation natin, magzi-0 tong denominator natin, correct? 2 minus 2 is 0. So, ibig sabihin, if we're going to simplify this, 8 over 0 is undefined. Ganon din to. Okay? If we are going to replace x by 2, ito, 4x is actually 4 times 2, so 8 over 2 minus 2, 0 pa rin. So, undefined siya. Okay, ayan, nakalagay. Observe that at x is equal to 2, the value of 8 over x minus 2 and 4x over x minus 2 are undefined or do not exist. So, that means, though we solve two values of x which are 5 and 2, yung 5 lang ang real solution, while 2 is an extraneous solution. Bakit to naging extraneous solution? Because if we're going to substitute x is equal to 2 into our original equation, we are going to have a false mathematical statement. Bakit false mathematical statement? Kasi ito is undefined. Undefined na to. Undefined na din yan. Okay? So, let us have another example. So let us have another example.
Okay, what if we are asked to solve for x raised to 4 minus 5x squared minus 36 is equal to 0? So at the first glance, sabihin natin na hindi naman yan quadratic equation. Kasi ang highest exponent is 4, wherein quadratic equation has a highest exponent of 2. Okay? So in this case, pwede natin actually, pwede tayong gumamit ng substitution. Okay? Kasi kung titignan natin yung exponent, they are biquadratic. Okay? Biquadratic expression siya. So, we are going to make substitution kasi kung titignan natin, x raised to 4 is actually x squared raised to 2. Okay? Kung naaalala nyo yung laws of exponent, x raised to 2 raised to 2 is equal to x raised to 4. So, pwede nating i-factor yung x raised to 4 as x squared raised to 2. Tama ba? Tama ba yung term na ginamit ko? Okay. So, x raised to 4 is equal to the square of x squared. So, therefore, pwede tayong gumamit ng substitution method. We can substitute, let us say, we are going to let a equal to x squared. So, therefore, we can transform the equation in standard form. Ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Okay? So, we are going to replace x squared by a. So, since we have x raised to 4 and x squared is a, so therefore, we have a squared. So, yung first term natin na x raised to 4 could be written by using substitution as a squared. Okay? Minus 5, then yung x squared, isa-substitute ulit natin by a. So, we have negative 5a. Then, we just copy down negative 36 is equal to 0. Okay? So, quadratic equation na siya in standard form. So, we can now solve the quadratic equation using any method na convenient sa atin, kung kahit na anong method ang gusto nyong gamitin. So, depende syempre dun sa equation na given. So, in this case, hindi tayo pwedeng gumamit ng extracting the square root method, pero you can make use of factoring method, quadratic formula na favorite nyo, or completing squares. Okay? So, ang gamitin na lang natin is factoring method, particularly the x method. Okay, naaalala nyo pa ba? Okay, so anong ilalagay natin dito sa taas? The product of a and c. Since our a is 1 and our c is negative 36, so 1 times negative 36 is negative 36. So, negative 36 dyan. Okay, then, sa baba, ang inilalagay natin is the value of b. And the value of b is what? Negative 5. Okay? So, dito sa left and right side ng x, ang ilalagay natin ay yung factors ng negative 36 that would give us a sum of negative 5. So, what are those values? Take note, yung product natin is negative. So, ibig sabihin, yung isang factor is negative, the other factor is positive. Okay? So, what are those two factors? We have, yes, we have negative 9 and positive 4. So, kung i-check natin, negative 9 times positive 4, we have negative 36. Right? Okay. And negative 9 plus 4, we have negative 5. So, therefore, the roots are, pwede na ba natin ibigay yung roots? Yes, kasi di-divide lang natin by etong dalawang factors by 1. So, pareho pa rin. So, to get the roots, we just get the inverse of negative 9 and 4. So, therefore, ang roots natin are positive 9 and negative 4. Sulat natin ng maayos. We have negative 4. Okay? So, therefore, solve for x. Yun na yung susunod na step natin. Since our a is 9 and negative 4, we replace a by x squared. Diba? Balik tayo dito. A is equal to x squared. So, we have 9 is equal to x squared. Pero pwede natin i-interchange din. Sige, interchange na lang natin. So, we have x squared is equal to a. And our a is 9. So, to solve for x, therefore, we just extract the roots, square roots of both sides of our equation. Kunin natin yung square root niyan. Siyempre, plus and minus yan kabila. So, therefore, x is equal to plus and minus 3. Okay? While if our a is negative 4, we have x squared is equal to negative 4. So, pag in-extract natin ang roots, pwede ba? Hindi, right? A negative number has no square root. Okay? So, therefore, anong sagot natin? What are the roots of the original equation? We have x is equal to plus and minus 3. Okay? Okay. Okay. What if we have this? Solve 4x raised to 4 plus 7x squared is equal to 2. So again, we can let x, or let us say, ano bang gusto nyong letter para maging variable natin? Let us say m. Okay. Let m be equal to x squared. So, if we let m equal to x squared, therefore, yung 4x raised to 4 plus 7x squared is equal to 2 would become 4m squared plus 7m is equal to 2. Tama? Yes. So, next, we can now solve for the quadratic equation, syempre. Tama ba? Yes, kailangan muna nating isulat siya sa standard form. So, what is the standard form of 4m squared plus 7m is equal to 2? We have 4m squared, yes, plus 7m minus 2. Yes. Pag nag-transpose kayo, you always change the sign. When we say transpose, yung certain term, dadaan siya doon sa equal sign. So, pag sabi ko nga, pag dumaan siya sa equal sign, magpapalit siya ng sign. Okay. So, pwede na tayong mag-factoring, pwedeng completing square, or pwede tayong mag-quadratic formula. Okay? Okay. So, anong gusto nyong gamitin? Okay. So, if you like to make use of the quadratic formula, kailangan muna nating alamin kung ano ang value ng A, B, and C. So, what is the value of our A? Our A is 4. How about B? Yes, positive 7. And our C is negative 2. So, ano yung quadratic formula natin? X is equal to negative B plus and minus, yes, the square root of B squared minus 4 times A times C all over 2A. So, next. Yes, we are going to replace the values of A, B, and C doon sa formula. So, therefore, we have negative B plus and minus the square root of B squared minus 4 times A times C all over 2A. A. Ano yung A natin? 4. So, equal to negative times positive. Positive, it is negative. Negative times positive is negative. So, therefore, negative times 7 is negative 7. Plus and minus the square root of 7 square. Yes, that is 7 times 7. So, you have 49. Then, negative 4 times 4. You have negative 16. Times negative 2. We have positive 32. All over 2 times 4. We have 8. Okay? Is natin yan. So, that is equal to, simplify natin. We just copy down negative 7 plus and minus what is square root of 49 plus 32. 49 plus 32 is, we have square root of 81. Yes, over 8. So, therefore, we have negative 7 plus and minus, what is the square root of 81? We have 9 over 8. So, therefore, we have, isa-separate natin yung double sign. So, therefore, yan. We have negative 7 plus 9 over 8. The other one is negative 7 minus 9 over 8. Okay? So, negative 7 plus 9, we have positive 2 over 8. So, simplify natin, we have 1/4. So, yan yung isang value ng x natin. Second value of x, we have negative 7 minus 9. So, we have negative 16 over 8. So, therefore, we have negative 16 divided by 8 is negative 2. Okay? So, that means the value of our m are 1/4 and negative 2. Right? Yes. Since m is equal to 1/4 and negative 2, therefore, that means x squared is equal to 1/4 and negative 2 also. Tama? So, solving for x, again, if we are going to take the square root of x squared is equal to plus and minus the square root of 1/4. So, therefore, your x is equal to plus and minus square root of 1/4 is 1/2. While x squared is equal to negative 2, if you're going to take the square root of x squared is equal to negative square root of negative 2, again, a negative radicand has no square root. Okay, so therefore we have no real roots. So therefore, the roots of the equation is plus or positive 1/2 and negative 1/2, or simply plus and minus 1/2. So that is the root of our equation 4x raised to 4 plus 7x squared is equal to 2. Okay? Okay.
Let us do some activity. So, solve the following equations, transformables to quadratic equations. So, we are given this video. Then, once you are done answering, you can now play to check the answers. Okay? So check your answers. Solve the following equations, transformables to quadratic equation. We have x plus times quantity x plus 5 is equal to 0. What is your answer? What are the roots? We have x is equal to -5 and x is equal to 0. How about the second equation? The square of t plus 2 plus the square of t minus 3 is equal to 9. What are the two values, or what are the real solutions of the equation? There is no real root. Correct. How about number 3? You have 3 over x plus 4 over 2x is equal to x minus 4. You have -1 and 5. While number 4, you have 6 over x plus 5 plus x minus 5 over 2 is equal to 3. The solutions for the fourth equation would be the negative square root of 13 and positive square root of 13. Okay? Handouts, lesson handouts, and more and others, you can check our website, or you simply DM your math teacher. Okay? So that ends. Thank you and God bless. Happy learning!